afternoon, everyone. Welcome you again to Youth Arena, brought to you by Door Broadcasting Service. Yeah, welcome to another thrilling and exciting moment with us every Saturday as we do it. Yeah, my name is Dorcas Tesari, and yes, today we'll be discussing another exciting topic. Yes, today we're talking about leadership development. And yes, as usual, I'm not in the studio alone. I have vibrant young people here to talk about this issue with me this afternoon. All right, to my right, so introduce themselves.
My name is Ajuze Chichi.
Welcome. Yeah.
Thank you very much for having me. My name is Asuru John, a volunteer for Gift to Child Initiative.
Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Nsakari Purity.
Purity, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, all right. Today we'll be discussing about leadership development. And yes, when we hear leadership development, it's quick for us to jump into conclusion and say, I'm not a leader. I'm not doing. No, no, no. I can't stay in front. I can't lead people. Yeah, you hear people complain that, no, 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 no. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's leadership. All right. Yeah. So, I think there is more to leadership than we know on the surface. So yes, this is what we're going to be talking about this afternoon. Alright, so let me start with the female I have in the studio this afternoon, Purity. So please, can you give us a clear definition of leadership? Thank you.
Leadership is simply the ability to influence other people.
Mm.
It is responsibility to a given position. So if you've been given the responsibility one time or another to do something or maybe to organize something or take a presentation or anything, you've exercised a measure of leadership skills. Yes, it can be from parents on the child, it can be parents on the child, pastor on the congregation, supervisor on the workers, and so on and so forth.
Wow. So you mean to say that every mother and every father is a leader?
Of course.
Are leaders, all right.
Of course.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. Also, John, let's hear your own view on leadership.
Okay, thank you very much. Just as she correctly said,
Okay.
leadership is a process whereby a person has influence on other people. A leader is a person that gives instructions and other people take those instructions and put them into practice. A leader is a person that has followers.
Yeah.
Just as you made the example of the pastor in the congregation, yeah. A leader is a person that is seen to know the right path. A leader is a person that is seen to know the way, lead people by that way to get to a particular destination or to achieve their aim. So a leader is a principal.
All right. So thank you so much. Let's hear from you, Innocent, your view on leadership.
Yeah, my own take on leadership is not different from what other people have said. Like
Okay.
I said earlier on, if you start going to have different meaning on leadership, but if you study all the meanings, there's a principal word there, influence.
Mm.
So if you call it all down, leadership is all about influence.
Mm. Okay, yeah, leadership is about influencing people. You've heard from the speakers this afternoon. All right, so quickly, how do we now develop leadership? Let's start with you again, Purity. How do we develop
Okay,
leadership?
there are many ways you can develop leadership. The first way I'll be giving is discover yourself.
Mm.
Yes, it's very important. You must ask yourself questions like, who am I? Why am I here?
Mm.
Where am I going to? Questions like that, you must ask yourself gradually. Although those are old age questions, but they are very, very essential that we must ask ourselves. Then secondly, you must caption your vision. You must have a vision that reflects on your purpose in life. Then I think lastly, you should have a mentor, somebody that guides you, somebody that you look up to all the time to guide you in your purpose in life. I know sometimes your mentor might not be with you physically. That's why you have to study books, read, listen to tapes and all those other things, because they might not be with you physically, but you can be mentored through books, through listening to messages, through listening to other things. You can be mentored. Sometimes when I have questions in my head, all I have to do is just to maybe read a particular place in the book or just read a particular book, and I'll get
You
answers.
get
It will be like I'm even connecting with the author, or maybe the author even understands all those questions or wrote it because of me. So you see, you can be mentored through books and through tapes. It's not necessary that they have to be with you physically. So
All right. So then, if leadership is influence, that means you learn to develop your leadership through
Yes.
books and other things. All right. Thank you so much. Innocent, let's hear from you. How do you develop leadership?
Okay, the subject of leadership cannot be overemphasized. When you talk about leadership, many people out there, they scare, like you said before, people scare away from it.
Yeah.
They say it's not their thing because of the orientation and mindset. Now, there's something John C. Maxwell said. He said everything rises and falls on leadership.
Hmm.
Now, I was reading a book in 1999
Yeah.
in South California, University of South California.
Hmm.
Some persons were gathered around the world, some think tanks from great minds were gathered around the world to have a 3-day meeting. So what was the goal of this meeting? The goal of this meeting is to discover the problem of the 21st century.
Hmm.
So when they all gathered, they talked about crime, talked about climate change, talked about many things. But finally, they landed on one thing: leadership.
Leadership.
They said leadership is going to be the problem of the 21st century.
Something
Now,
we cannot run away from.
Yes, it's something you cannot do away with.
Mm.
It's something you cannot run away from. So now, when you talk about leadership, some persons talk about leadership and they say leadership is not that. It's not that thing. It's a very big problem. Now,
Hmm.
leadership is something that you can definitely get right.
Hmm.
Leadership is something that it's inbuilt.
All right.
Like I said before, it's a process.
Hmm.
Before you can become a leader, you must go through the process. Now, the process of leadership is one, you have to discover yourself.
Now you're bringing me to my next question. So sudden. We will come back to the process of leadership. Thank you so much for
Alright.
giving us how to develop leadership. So don't be in a rush. We'll get there. We'll get there. All right. Let's hear from you, Asorotron. How do we develop leadership? I want to hear from your end.
Okay, thank you very much. If I must say, he has said it all.
Okay.
But firstly, you need to understand that we are all leaders.
Hmm.
Just as I said, a leader is a person that gives instructions and people follow.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you are a senior brother, you are a leader. If you are a senior sister, you are a leader. As long as you have somebody you can influence.
What about the younger ones? The younger siblings?
Okay, you still call them the younger ones. In
Yeah.
other words, they do not have anybody looking up to them for now.
Hmm.
So when they do, they are leaders.
Hmm.
Yeah. When you find yourself in a situation or in a community where people wants to be like you,
Hmm.
you are a leader. You are in the university, your junior brother is already saying, when I grow, I want to go to that my sister's school also. So you should understand that he or she is already looking up to you. So we shouldn't have this mindset, or we shouldn't be cultured to this pattern that is already when you are the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that is when you become a leader. Or you should wait when you are already a member of the House of Assembly or any of the key political positions. No, because when you criticize leadership, or bad leadership rather, people are focused on this direction more, which we all understand. But if you decide to channel the issue of leadership to the direction of the youth,
Hmm.
then we decide to focus on the position some of us are already occupying, and the way we handle it, you discover that it is really terrible. Yeah. So whether you are a leader in your school, a youth leader in your church, a leader in anywhere you find yourself as a youth, as long as you are number one in that place, you should understand that you are a leader. So everybody is born a leader. Oh yes.
All right. Everybody is born a leader.
Yeah.
Now that one is bringing forth another question in me, another question that I would love to ask quickly. So I'll direct it to you first,
Okay.
then to the our next speakers. All right. Some people say people are not born leaders. Some people are trained leaders. Why some are meant to be leaders? How true is this?
Okay. To me, I believe everybody is born a
A
leader.
leader. Okay.
All women are born to be, there will be mothers, and all men
We'll
will
come
be
to
fathers.
our
So when we say everybody is born a leader, it depends on the way you develop yourself to become a leader. Although yes, some of us are not given that opportunity to make us feel yes, we are arrived to the position we want to. Maybe until then you can say yes, I'm not a leader, but no. That's why I use the example of a family. In a family, someone is always senior to someone.
yeah.
So when I say you are a senior brother, you are a leader, you are born a leader. It depends on your own interpretation. So okay, if you decide to say this is the recognized leader of the society, the recognized leader, yeah, that's when you say, um, maybe I'm not born a leader or something. But as long as you have somebody that is looking up to you, as long as you have somebody that you give instruction and that person follow, trust me, you are a leader, and you were born a leader.
All right, yeah, thank you so much. Okay, I'll come back to Innocent. You were saying something about the process of leadership. So yes, I told you were going to ask my question. So now you're going to answer my question. So now, yeah, you can bring in the process of leadership. Let's hear it.
Yeah, the process of leadership. Like I said before, leadership is not a process. Like the other speaker said, he
Yeah.
said everybody was born to be a leader.
Okay.
It's not meant for you to develop yours. The reason why we have some persons, high class, middle class, and low class is all about what we do with our time. Everybody has the same head, the same opportunities. Though some persons get higher opportunities, but opportunities will definitely come. A wise man said, if you are born in a poor family, it is not your fault. But if you die poor, it is your fault. Why? Opportunities will come. Now, let me bring it down to our topic. Process of leadership. If you must become the leader you are meant to be, you must go through the process. Process number one, you have to discover your purpose. That is the first thing. You must discover who you are on earth. Because leadership, if you want to become a leader, you must have the purpose. You must discover your purpose on earth. You must discover your purpose. Then you must be able to get a vision for yourself.
Vision.
When you discover a person to get your vision, then you refine your purpose. Now let's take for example a gold. A gold, before you get a gold, you have to mine. When you mine a gold, you get a gold, it comes out in its raw state. Then before you can be able to get the gold in the pure gold in the gold, you must remove some impurities that are in it. Now, according to the book, Baba said that the gold has to go through intense fire. You have to refine and refine before you can make the gold. So it is in a human being. When we are born with the raw materials, your gift, which is your leadership skill, you have to be refined. You have to go into fire. How do you go into that fire? You need to go into must read books. When you are reading books, you are refining yourself. Now, there's something there's a transformation that happens when you are reading books. When you are reading books, a book, you are not just, you are communicating with the author. You are sharing ideas. The person, you might not have seen this person like me. I have traveled 3 different countries, but I'm still in Nigeria.
True books.
Ask me how. Through books. I've read books from different authors in different countries. I have all their ideologies in me, but I'm not in this country. But I can share what they share. I believe what they believe, but I've not met them. You understand? Now, and I think like them. You understand? Born in Nigeria and in Nigeria, but I'm thinking like them. That's what books does for you. And also tapes. When you listen to messages, they have a way of refining you. They have a way of, the Bible says, the faith cometh by hearing and hearing the word of God. The entrance of the word giveth light. When you are reading, you are listening to messages. When those words are entering you, they are interacting with your spirit. Things are going on. That's what books and tapes does for you. So the place of books and tapes in becoming a leader can never be overemphasized. You can't take it out. So and therefore, also you refine yourself, then you must be ready to share your vision. Every vision given to you is not for your use alone. That's where leaders get it all wrong. When you ask, there's a difference between a politician and a leader. A politician might not be a leader. Yes. But a leader can be a politician. When you ask a normal politician, what is your vision for the election? He will tell you, I want to build roads. I want to build schools. That is not the vision. He must be able to get his own vision first. So what is your vision? What gives you this stubborn mind? Okay. So these are the processes. Because of time, I will not be able to mention them. Because these are the few processes that I know if we start with, we'll be on a bright line.
All right, thank you so much for giving us the processes of leadership. All right, Purity, I would ask you, do you have other processes that can lead us to leadership? If you don't have, he has said it all. All right, okay. I wanted you to add your voice. All right, okay. So quickly, could you tell us the effectiveness of leadership? How do you know the effectiveness of
Okay,
leadership?
like I earlier said in the radio station, I said for you to know your effectiveness as a leader, you must be able to ask yourself some certain and direct questions. The first question is anybody following you? Yes, I think that's you as a leader. You must be able to command influence. You must be that's leadership is ability to influence other people. That is what leadership is about. So the first question you should ask yourself as a leader is anyone following you? The second, you should ask yourself, what kind of people are following you?
Yeah.
If you know the kind of people that are following you, the kind of people that are following you point out to the kind of leader that you are. So if you are able to know that, okay, these are the kind of people that are following me, you'll be able to know where and how to improve on yourself, and also to pass that improvement on the people that are following you. And lastly, you should ask yourself, who are you following? Who you are following matters a lot. There was somebody that said that if I can tell who you are following, I can tell what you are becoming. So who you are following is very, very important. You must have somebody that you are following, somebody that you are looking up to, somebody that gives you that courage to want to continue with what you are doing. Yes, so that those questions you must ask yourself gradually to know your effectiveness as a leader.
All right, who is following me, and yes, who am I following?
Following.
Those are, yes, how you know the effectiveness of leadership. Also, John, I wanted to add your voice. Do you have anything contrary to that, or you have? Let's hear
I
you.
totally agree with her. Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with what she said. You should most importantly look at the people that are following you.
Yeah.
If you are not affecting them positively,
Mm.
or you have not changed them from the way you met them, maybe
Yes.
from stage 1 to stage 2, then I think you are doing a very terrible job, and you need to retrace your step.
All right, yeah, so quickly, I remember one story that happened with Ronaldo. You corrected me. I think Ronaldo or Ronaldinho. I don't know the difference. Ronaldo, all right. And okay, there was this time he took a bottle of Coke and he replaced it with a bottle of water. In that period of time, people stopped. Coca-Cola company came down with their sales. Why? It was because it was, I don't know, it was following people. I mean, people were following him. Yeah, people were being influenced by him. So that brings me to when you say leadership is influence. Now let's look at it in this way. Now the society is full of young people trying to emulate the wrong things. Could we also call that leadership? Purity, let's hear from you.
Okay, for that,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people command influence even without their knowledge. For him, he might just have done it without even considering anything at all.
Yeah.
But then most people considered it, most people took it because he had a great influence
On their lives.
on
Yeah.
them. So I don't really know about that. So I don't know if you can.
All right,
Okay.
that's what we just said from you.
Thank you very much for
Yeah.
that.
Thank you.
The society has really given us a lot of bad examples of leaders.
True.
Yes, very terrible
Yeah.
ones. And if you ask an average Nigerian child, let's not go into the youths, maybe in
Yes.
primary school now, that if you grow up, what did you want to become? I want to become a politician.
Yeah.
I don't know if you are getting it. I want to become maybe, I don't know, some of those
The image
those
they have
positions
created, yeah.
in which we have seen a lot of terrible images. Yeah. So as a result of this, truly,
Yeah.
we have emulated a lot of terrible things because we somehow, this is what most people do not know. If you are a leader, people believe in you. People follow your footsteps. There are some mentors that the people that are going with them are ready to, even the same way they eat like them, the
Yes.
same way they
The
drink
kind of
water,
nature
drink
also.
water like them.
Yeah.
And to some extent, this is another topic that need to be really discussed, you know. Yes, the fact that you are learning from someone does not mean you don't have your own life. Just as he said, when somebody is mentoring you, you are sharing ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when somebody has a bad part, you don't just forget about those bad parts. No, you study them and make sure you do not go that same way. You make sure you study them and you have corrections to them also. When you talk of leadership, sometimes we are quick to judge. If not every time, we are quick to judge that our leaders are bad. He has been here for 100 years, he has done nothing. But the question now should not be, if you are not there, what will you now do to solve that problem? While focusing on the problem, we should also be focusing on the solutions that are supposed to come with it. We have a lot of problem discoverers. They are very smart at that, to discover from here to the junction. Now they'll discover 5 to 100 problems, but not with one single solution. Yeah, so there are a lot of terrible leaders. Yeah, but do not stand on their mistake, rather
Alright.
just follow and try to make corrections.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We'll expatiate on this if we have another opportunity like this. But then let me come to you, Innocent. Alright, yeah, so please, leadership entails, like we've spoken now, it entails a lot. It has to do with processes. And then you are influencing people without knowing or with knowing, you know. So yes, should there be principles attached to leadership? And yes, if there are, please could you let us?
Yes,
Okay.
there are principles attached to leadership.
Yeah.
Now, when I'm talking about leadership, I'm talking about true leadership.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm talking about true leadership. So
Alright.
I'll go in that angle. There are principles. Now, when I say that every man was born to become a leader,
Yeah.
you are born to become a leader in your area of gifting. That is your vision. You must lead your vision. You are not born to control people. You are not born to dictate people. You are born to lead in your area of gifting. When you are leading in your area of gifting, people will follow you without your own consent. People will be loyal to you. Just like what you said, Ronaldo removed a bottle of water. I removed the Coca-Cola and took bottle of water. People, fans all over the world were watching him.
Even
doing
without
that.
knowing why.
Without
he
him
did
knowing.
it.
You understand? They were watching him doing that. So they started emulating him. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is, if you are out there and you're able to discover your purpose on earth, please mind whom you learn from.
Yeah.
Yes, as I am now, maybe I'm a footballer, and I'll say I'm learning from Wizkid. I'm fooling myself.
Misplaced priorities.
I can
Yes.
only learn from Wizkid can only lead me if I'm an artist, a musician.
Yes.
I can only learn from Wizkid. If I'm going into football, I will learn from Ronaldo and the rest of them. You know, if you are a musician, if you're a writer, look at writers out there. Look at them, emulate them. If need be, get close to 1 or 2 persons. Like mine, I have mentors, both within the country and outside the country. People that I can write mail to, they reply me. People that whenever I'm stuck with 1 or 2 other, I can ask them, they reply me. So get mentors. I follow people that are of like minds. People that are going my way. People that have gone where I have gone, I have passed, and I'm following their footsteps. I'm looking up to them. You understand? I'm being cautious of whom I learn from. Not everybody out there is there to lead you right. Principles. Follow those that are in track of your life. How would I say? Follow those that have the same purpose with you. Principle number 1. 2, also get books. You must edify. You must, how would I put it? You must educate yourself in your area of gifting. You must develop yourself.
Yeah.
You must develop that raw material that God has given to you. That your leadership skills, that your gifts God has given to you. You must be able to edify it. You must be able to develop it, refine it, pass it through fire, then bring it out. You understand? That's another principle. And also, another principle is you don't go where the crowd is going. Always try to separate yourself from the crowd. Always have time for yourself. Even Jesus was doing it. The Bible said that once he will go out and pray, he will come back. He will go out and pray because he was having time for himself. Always have time for yourself. Always, you must have a journal. If you say you have a vision and you didn't write it down, you are fooling yourself. Yes, you are fooling yourself. You must be able to write it down. That once every week or every day, if need be, if time permits you, you must go through it because there are a lot of distractions in the society. Motivation lasts for a while. You must keep on motivating yourself. Don't wait for someone to want to motivate you.
Wow. Oh wow. I mean wow. Yeah, I've learned a lot today and I'm seeing that leadership entails a lot. So in quick words, also John, let me come to you please. What advice do you have for the young people listening to us?
Okay.
Quickly.
I'll just center my advice on 2 or 3 principles.
Okay.
Just as he said,
Yeah.
he has said a lot really, and I myself personally am
You have
learning
learned.
from them. But you must understand that as a leader, you need to be selfless. A
Mm.
leader does not follow the crowd follow the leader.
Mm.
Yeah, you must be selfless, you must be humble, you should understand that you are there to serve.
Mm.
Oh yes, there are benefits that comes with being a leader because you are number one. If 10 things come, there's a possibility that when others are getting one each, you will get double.
Mm.
Yes, even at that, we should understand that we are there to serve, we are there to make impact. If at the end of the day, as the end of your reign, at the end of your tenure, you are not able to stand out and say, I met this thing at 50%, but now it is 25%, or but now it is 70%, then only then you will know that you did the right thing. So, learn from people by being humble. You must be selfless. Understand that you are there to serve as a youth,
Yeah.
and then by the grace of God, I think we will make a great leader.
Alright, it's very short, very brief. Yeah.
Okay, they've said a lot,
Yeah.
but I would just also like to center my advice on some principles as well. As a leader, you should learn to empower other people. Leadership is all about people. It does not exist on its own. Yeah. So you must be able to invest your time, your money, materials on people to be able to build them. Then also as a leader, you must be trustworthy. There's no way people want to follow you when you are not trustworthy. Also be a good listener as a leader. Don't be the only one doing the strategizing, the planning, everything. Also listen to other people's ideas, listen to other people's opinions, embrace change and
Yeah.
all that. Then lastly, be vulnerable as a leader.
Alright.
Vulnerability bets humility. It is better to follow somebody that is always real than to follow somebody that is always right. Yes, people connect to you. People might admire you for your strength, but then they connect to you for your weakness. So it's okay to be vulnerable. Yes.
Alright, a lot has been said this afternoon. We cannot exhaust our points enough under this time. Time is of the essence, and yes, we don't have the luxury of time. So yes, we have come to the conclusion of today's discourse. Alright, we're saying without leadership, I mean there is no leadership without building. Leadership is giving. Leadership is selfless. Leadership is every good thing that it's been. Alright, so to end today's discussion, we'd like to thank Edo Broadcasting Service for giving youths this platform to talk about matters affecting them. Also to the interim general manager, Queen Eto Roberto, thank you so much, Ma, for this platform. Yes, to our head of programs on TV, Franca Ayewa, thank you so much, Ma, for this opportunity. And to you, my wonderful speakers, thank you so much for coming by, and thank you for
You are highly welcome.
Thank you.
I thought you were not sorry. Alright, thank you so much. And to you, our viewers, thanks for staying with us. You can reach us on the number you see on the screen. So yeah, for contributions and sponsorship, and you can also reach us on our social media handles on Youth Arena. My name again is Dorcas Osetale. Thank you.